somebody else in. Just be ready. Okay.
Hello?
Pedro.
Hello?
Hey, Pedro.
Hello?
Hey, I'm calling you back. It's Bruce Barker again.
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me? Pedro.
Hello?
Pedro. Can you hear me?
Pendejo.
What the hell's wrong with his phone? Because I know my shit's working.
Fucking mental.
Stupid.
Hello?
Pedro, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear.
Okay. What was going on? Did you need to turn the crank?
No, the crankshaft sensor went out on the car.
Oh.
I got no spark.
Well, do you have an iPhone then? Because usually the iPhones come with it's a U-joint crankshaft, and then it works a lot better. And then you can just go ahead and crank the side a little bit, like a jack in the box, and then it starts working.
I wish.
Okay. Well, hey, I'm calling. I talked to you a little bit ago, and you asked me to give you a call back. I'm from the Babysitter Connection. Okay.
Yes. I was reading the ad. I was going to ask you, what does it consist of, like, the work?
Well, do you know what babies are, right? You know what those are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got kids.
Okay, and so do you know what sitting is?
Yes.
So if you combine the two words, babysitting, you know that, right? The word babysitting?
Yes.
Okay, good, perfect. See, because what this is a study where we are actually working for babysitters.com and connect me with the babysitters.org and phonelosersofamerica.com and org. And what it is we're helping them do a study to find out what makes a good babysitter. In your mind, if you had to leave your kids with a stranger, what qualities would this person have besides, being a diddler and cooking vegetables and tinfoil on the grill? What other things would work, for that person? So, anyways, let me just ask you some basic questions, and this is basically it's just some interviewing. You answer questions, and then we give you a check for $900 for being part of the study. Okay, I mean it's pretty simple on your half. It's a one-time check. It pays in American dollars, and you will likely need an American ID to cash the check. Is that going to be a problem?
No, it's no problem.
Okay, perfect. So that being said, when it comes to babysitters, do you like them? Do you like them to be young, robust? Maybe with the push-up brassiere, or do you prefer like the old ones with the saggies?
Are you talking about women-wise?
Yeah. When it comes to women babysitters, do you prefer them to be, young and robust? Maybe a cheerleader, or do you prefer them to be older and maybe have some sagginess, but still plump?
First and foremost, I wouldn't even be looking at that sort of things when it comes to my kids. My kids' safety is number one.
Perfect. That was a test question. That was actually a test question. I've had so many perverts on here that I just wanted to throw it out there and ask without asking.
I got a little offended right there.
Okay, nope, that's rightfully so, because that means that you're perfect for the study. Because I have had some guys that we've spent 20, 30 minutes with, and then they just start talking about getting a hold of babysitters and just like plowing them up against trees, giving them Zimas and getting them drunk and stuff like that. And it's like, why did we just waste our time with this person? So I thought I would throw a curveball at you to make sure you weren't one of those weirdos.
Oh, no.
Okay, good job, Pedro. You did pass the test. So, okay, that being said, what type of questions would you ask a babysitter? Like, what would be your first question you would ask a babysitter if you're interviewing them?
If they dealt with kids before, do they got any?
And what if their answer was before I was in the joint? How would you react?
I got taught not to judge a book by its cover too much.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
but at the same time,
Would you have a follow-up question then? If let's say I'm the person you're interviewing and you go, do you have experience with kids? And I went, yeah, before I was in the joint. What would your follow-up question be?
I will ask them like the nature of the charge.
Okay, okay. And what if I said, slave trading, but it wasn't in America?
Yeah, definitely no.
Okay, definitely no. What if I said, I was an assistant meth cook, but I thought we were making rock candy, and I was just the fall guy, and it wasn't my fault.
Definitely no.
Okay. What if it was I ran some kids over with my car, but when I was out on bond, I did help the parents take care of those kids, and that's where my experience comes from.
I could justify that.
Okay. Yep, that makes sense, because at least then you know that they care, right? I mean, sometimes accidents happen. Okay. What would be another random question that you would throw out?
If they got any medical experience, like CPR.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah, that seems to be a popular one. What if the answer was something like this? What if the answer was like, yeah, I know CPR. I also was a field surgeon in Nam. Do you know what it's like to have to cut open your own buddy, and while he's bleeding out, you're digging for the bullet out of his lung in hopes that you could put him back fast enough before he dies? What would you think of that response?
I think he's too old inside out.
Okay. So you are age sensitive when it comes to babysitters.
Not too much, but like Nam is just like, he's already, that's a lot.
I know, that's like, what, 70 years ago? No. Was that 70 years ago?
70, 60 years, give or take.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for us a big age difference.
No, same scenario. New war. Yeah, I was a frontline field surgeon in Iraq. Do you know what it's like when your buddy's leg gets blown off of a roadside bomb and you're taking fire and you're trying to go ahead and cut, you're trying to give him a tourniquet on his leg, but at the same time, all that hash that you just smoked, because you're in Iraq and they have a lot of good hash there, it is kicking in. What would your response be?
No, definitely no.
Okay.
I'll have to pass on him. I'll just.
Is it because he was? Is it because he was a soldier and he might be broken, or?
Kind of the drugs,
Okay.
You can't be high on when babysitting kids.
Yeah, and you probably shouldn't be high in war. Right. So that's a good. And what would if you had to come up with another question, a baseline question, what would it be?
Baseline question?
No, another question. Back to a new question. So just like you had two questions before, and I gave you scenarios, now what's a new question?
I would go by experience of, like, if they, I don't know, it's very tough now to come up with a new one. It's like when I talk to a person, you can feel them out, like kind of how they are.
Okay. So what if I got one for you? We're gonna meet up, right? You're doing meetings, right? And so you're giving everybody 15 minutes to have a little interview with you. Now, I show up. I'm wearing a very, very nice skirt and a blouse, and I'm buttoned up. I look really conservative, and basically, I got on a pair of thigh-high stockings that you can kind of see the edge of, and a pair of heels. And and I'm wearing a wig, and I still have a little bit of stubble, but I have the makeup on and everything. And then so we're sitting here, and now you get to ask questions.
You talking about a cross-dresser?
Yeah, it's me, and I'm, but you got to give me 15 minutes of your time, because you can't violate Title VII. Okay, I don't know if you're familiar with Title VII, but you can't violate it, so you can't not hire me for that. The fact that I'm an obvious cross-dressing tranny, but you still have to ask me questions. What would they be?
Experience. And also, I thought of another one. What if the family has pets? Are they allergic to pets?
Okay.
Like,
and I go, and here's my answer. No, darling, I'm not allergic to pets. I'm okay. Do you have any follow-ups to that? And then you notice that I start raising up the edge of my skirt a little bit so you can see the thigh-high stocking a little bit.
I wouldn't be lucky.
Okay, but I'm still doing it, though, okay? Because I'm really trying to get this job, okay?
I don't know. I feel uncomfortable, to be honest with you.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I will feel uncomfortable.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. All right, go ahead and ask me another question. Just any question, anyone.
How many kids have they babysitted at once?
Then I reach over and I put my finger up against your lips and I say, shh. Let's go to the men's bathroom and I will blow you through the glory hole. And how do you respond?
I'll get up and walk away.
When that happens, you realize that I'm not only a cross-dressing transvestite, but I'm also very strong, and I've obviously studied some form of jiu-jitsu, because I grab you and I put you on the ground. I say, "Don't run, baby. This is only going to hurt for a minute." Then how do you respond?
That's going to be a very tough one. Somebody's going to get hurt.
Okay. Well, then I'd start to pull off your pants, and then I spit onto your asshole, your bare asshole, and I start to put my my erect penis in you. How do you respond? Pedro, how do you respond?
I don't know, but I'm not liking this conversation. You know what I mean? With all due respect,
No, that's okay.
I'm cool with the study.
No, that's okay, but then I just start taking it. I mean, I just start ramming it. I say, "Vote for Pedro, motherfucker, vote for him." And I just start pounding it. And that you have the chance to just enjoy it, or you can respond. What do you do, Pedro? What do you do? You got a very strong, dominant man on you who's dressed like a woman, who's just taking your asshole like a king. How do you respond?
That wouldn't happen.
No, it's happening. You just have to respond. It's up to you. What do you do?
It wouldn't happen, trust me. You don't know how big I am.
Oh, that's okay. I like big fat asses, and I'm just going at it. So go ahead. Keep saying it. How do you respond? But then your ass starts to dry up, so then I go ahead and I spit down onto my erect penis that is in your asshole. And then how do you respond? And I'm just, please respond. Come on. You got to tell me how you're going to pick a babysitter. Respond. You're just taking it like a champ. Go Pedro. He's gone.
Oh my god.
God damn.
Holy shit. Okay.
That sounded realistic.
So I just raped some guy named Pedro over the phone. You guys happy? You see what a bad night will drive me to?
Poor Pedro.